Alright, so I've been building this here new boat, and it's about ready for a test drive. Only problem is it's trapped in this canal. At this end, there's land, an island. So the only way out is straight out that way. But this huge boat is in the way, and this huge boat is generally not floating. Like right now it's sitting on the bottom in maybe, I don't know, 8 inches of water. Now during high tide, if it's it doesn't have to be the maximum highest high tide ever, but it has to be a pretty good high tide. This big boat floats. I'll spare you the details, but basically I have to move this boat out at 4 a.m. That's the only high tide that I'm going to get that'll be high enough in the foreseeable future to get to float this boat out of the way, then take this boat and shove it out and pull this boat back. Now, you know, when this thing is floating, it's not hard to move because there's like no resistance. But I just have to be careful that I don't lose control of it at any point, because it is enormous and really heavy. So hopefully I'll wake up at 4 a.m. It'll be pitch black because there's no moon. I just have to come out with a flashlight, untie all my lines, which I've already loosened, shove the boat out, throw the other boat out, toss the anchor so it doesn't go anywhere, get the other huge boat back in before it starts drifting away. Yeah. With any luck, my boat will be free tomorrow. Okay, anchor. Secured to boat. New boat, so it won't go anywhere. Well, it won't go anywhere if I remember to throw the anchor when I push it out. Mega huge giant boat. It's tied with 3 lines, and I've made them all slip knots that are easy to get off, and there's one on the other side there. Oh, and I've remembered to tie a big long rope to this, so when I push this boat out, I can pull it back in. Alright, there's the back of the boat, clear way out. I've got my other boats tied up on the side of the dock here. Now, worst case scenario, if I lose any boat, it's just going to end up against the mangroves over here somewhere probably. Unless it makes its way out of the lagoon over there. I don't really want my kids to wake up a few hours later, like over there. So I'll just have to do a good job. I sure hope there's no wind. Can't do it if there's any wind. Alright, let me think. 4 a.m. I pop out of this door. Come over here, disconnect the rope that's tied to that side. Come over here, disconnect this rope, disconnect that rope. Disconnect the ropes on the other boat quickly before this boat starts moving. Pull this boat right up to this boat. Grab this boat, start sliding it out, and pull that boat with it. And when this boat gets far enough out that that boat can sneak by, shove that boat out as far as it'll go. And then pull this one back in. Yeah, it'll go totally smoothly. Oh. The only problem is I have to pull this boat out pretty far to make a space for that one to make it through. Like there's mangroves all the way out to there, so I'm gonna have to put the giant boat out like halfway in the lagoon, so the other boat can. Maybe I'll just try to shove it over that way. Oh, it's free. Went pretty smoothly. Well, the biggest obstacle to getting a test was getting the boat out of the canal, so now I just need to connect a switch. Things went pretty smoothly moving the boat. There was one point when I was moving the giant houseboat back into the canal when it was getting caught on the ground, and I was thinking, oh man, if I don't get this thing in right now, it's going to be weeks before I get another tide this high. But I got it lined up in the grooves that it's been sitting in and got it in. And then went back to sleep. Anyway, I think it's test drive time. Where's the switch? Yeah, you. Alright, what do we need here? Alright, where do I put this switch? I guess I need to finish the floor at some point. Oh, change of weather. It's alright, I can still install a switch in the rain. I'll put another hinge piece here and a pin through there to hold it down. Then I can pull the pin out, get back there, do whatever, you know, connections, disconnections, whatever I need, put the pin back in. So normally it'll just be locked in place. I think that's a pretty good spot. Shouldn't get rained on or anything. It's close to where the solar panel wires will come down, so it won't add much wire length. It's close to the batteries, so it won't add much wire length there either. Close enough to the steering wheel that I can hold this with one hand and reach that with the other hand. And the request I had was to make it so if you push forward, you go forward. And if you push backwards, you go backwards. There was a certain other driver who was requesting that. So, yeah, I think that's good. Right. Now I need to whip out my box of wires here. Oh, a lot of wires, okay. I think right now I'm going to connect 2 solar panels to the first contact, 3 solar panels to the next one, and then the rest of the solar panels to the last contacts for full speed. And I'm not going to connect the batteries right now. I'll worry about that later. Alright, I've got enough wires to have connected the slow speed and slow reverse. And looks like everything's working, but it's making this weird thumping sound. I haven't used this motor in like a year, so actually I don't remember if it was making the thumping sound before. Anyway, I think I better pull it out of the water, open it, check what the thumping sound is. Hopefully it's just like a loose bolt that needs to be straightened out. So yeah, the switch works great. Oh, the thumping's getting quieter. I think I still need to check it. Oops. Alright. Well, I took it apart and put it back together. And I thought I accomplished nothing except getting really dirty. But no more clicking. Cool. Alright, let me hook up a couple more solar panels to this thing. Right now I've got 3 solar panels connected to the slow speed and to the reverse. And the next speed I'll connect another 3, I think. Yeah. Alright, last wire I need to connect to the batteries. Right, I can make a cover for this and tidy up all the wires later. But right now the sun is low enough that low speed does nothing. Medium speed a little bit. And I connected the high speed to the batteries directly, so it'll be 3 solar panels connected for low speed, another 3 for 6 solar panels for medium speed, and then the batteries for fast speed. That's how I'm going to set it up for test drives anyway. But right now the sun is getting low, so I think I'm going to do this tomorrow, since, you know, things kind of depend on the sun at the moment. And I don't want to go out for like 2.5 minutes and have to come back. Alright. And I also want to park this boat in a better spot before tonight, in case it gets windy, because I've got 3 boats parked against this little tiny dock that's not connected to the ground that well. So, and this boat is too long to fit along back here. Let's see what I can come up with. I just checked the weather and it looks like it's going to be calm tonight. So I can leave the boat parked there. Which means I don't have to take time to park it. Which means I can go drive it around for a minute. But I'm just going to wait till tomorrow when I can actually drive it around for real. Because I know what happens sometimes when things are rushed. Disasters. Yeah, if there's any disasters happening, I'd rather it be tomorrow morning where I've got the rest of the day to figure it out.